Transforming your life with Stoic wisdom. Did you know that the ancient Stoics believed that simply changing how we think could completely transform our lives? This isn't just an old philosophy, it's a powerful science that top performers and successful people use every day. While it might sound too good to be true, stick with me. Today, we're diving deep into how the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, combined with modern strategies, can unlock a life of greater satisfaction and achievement. This isn't just about thinking positively, it's about creating a powerful mental magnet that attracts everything you've ever wanted. So before we dive in, take a moment to appreciate the effort behind these insights and understand how they can truly change the way you think, feel, and live. Mastering your thoughts. A Stoic approach to life. What if I told you that you could take control of your life by managing your thoughts and emotions? It might sound like a superpower, but it's actually the foundation of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believe that by mastering your internal state, you could influence your external reality. It's not about suppressing your feelings. Instead, it's about guiding those emotions in ways that empower you. Think of your mind as a control room that determines how you respond to what happens around you. Your thoughts and emotions are powerful forces that shape your day and the direction of your life. Imagine your thoughts as a current pulling you along. If that current is positive, you're more likely to experience positive outcomes because you're open to them, expecting them, and making decisions that align with them. On the flip side, if you're constantly focused on the negative, you're setting yourself up for a self-fulfilling prophecy. Picture yourself going into a grocery store, expecting a stressful experience. Chances are, you'll be annoyed by the crowds, frustrated by long lines, and forget things on your list because you're flustered. So how do you change this? It all begins with awareness. By being mindful of your initial reactions and gently guiding them toward more constructive paths, you can shift your mindset. This doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges, but choosing a perspective that enhances your well-being. For example, stuck in traffic? Instead of simmering in frustration, use that time to listen to a podcast or audiobook. You're turning a negative situation into a productive one, using Stoic wisdom to shift your experience. It's the small, daily shifts that add up and gradually steer your life toward greater fulfillment. Clarity and focus. The power of defining your goals. One of the most powerful practices in Stoicism is clarity. When you're clear about what you want in life, you can start taking deliberate actions that lead to success. Think about it. How clear are you about your true desires? Stoicism teaches us to define our goals with precision, much like an architect drawing up detailed blueprints before construction begins. It's not enough to say, I want a better job. That's too vague. You need to ask yourself, what kind of job do you want? In what industry? What position? What type of work environment? Is work-life balance important to you? When you're specific, it's like setting the coordinates in your GPS. You know exactly where you're going and can start taking targeted actions to reach your destination. This principle doesn't just apply to careers. It applies to any area of your life, whether it's improving your health, building relationships, or mastering new skills. The more specific you are, the more focused your actions become. Let's say your goal is to get healthier. Are you aiming to lose weight, build strength, or train for a marathon? Each of these goals requires a different approach, and defining them clearly sets you on a clear path. The power of belief. Fueling your success. Do you realize how powerful belief is? Stoicism teaches that our beliefs about ourselves, our abilities, and our potential are the driving forces behind our actions. It's not just about having positive thoughts. It's about having a strong inner conviction that propels you toward your goals. Think about a time when you accomplished something you once thought was impossible. What changed? At some point, you started believing it was possible. That belief sparked a chain of actions that led to your success. It's this faith in your ability that unlocks your potential and drives you to pursue even the most challenging goals. To harness this power, you need to consciously cultivate belief in yourself. Surround yourself with positive influences, people who uplift you, inspire you, and reflect the values you aspire to. Immerse yourself in knowledge by learning from those who have achieved what you want. Their stories, mindsets, and habits can provide a roadmap for your own success. But what about doubt? The Stoics remind us to challenge those doubts with logic and reason. Why can't you succeed if others have? Challenge each doubt with evidence of your past achievements and remind yourself of your capabilities. Over time, this practice strengthens your belief system, making it resilient enough to withstand setbacks and and keep you moving forward. Gratitude. The key to abundance, one of the most transformative practices you can adopt is gratitude. It's about shifting your focus from what's missing to what you already have. This is a core tenet of Stoic philosophy, which encourages us to appreciate the things we can control rather than lamenting what's beyond our reach. By cultivating gratitude, you not only enhance your own well-being, but also open the door for more abundance to flow into your life. The Stoics were big on appreciating the beauty of life, even in hardship. They understood that gratitude strengthens the soul, making us more resilient in the face of challenges. Here's a simple exercise. At the end of each day, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental events. Maybe you had a peaceful cup of coffee, or someone smiled at you on the street. By finding value in the small moments, you rewire your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. By applying these Stoic principles, you're not just enduring life's challenges, you're actively shaping your reality. By controlling your thoughts, aligning your actions with your goals, cultivating belief, and practicing gratitude, you can steer your life in the direction you've always dreamed of. The power to transform your life is already within you. Now it's time to unlock it. To truly embrace a fulfilling and purpose-driven life, we must learn to attune ourselves to the positive experiences that surround us. This shift in mindset doesn't just bring fleeting moments of happiness, it rewires our perception, attracting even more positivity into our lives. Think of your mindset as a garden. If you consistently water the seeds of gratitude, you cultivate an inner landscape that flourishes with optimism and contentment. Every moment of appreciation strengthens your resilience, making joy a natural state rather than a rare occurrence. But let's not ignore the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, particularly the practice of premeditatio malorum, the contemplation of potential hardships. At first glance, this may seem at odds with gratitude, but in reality, it deepens our appreciation for what we have. By reflecting on what could go wrong and realizing that most challenges are either manageable or can be overcome, we strip fear of its power. Instead of dreading misfortune, we build a mindset that welcomes adversity as an opportunity to grow. Practicing gratitude amplifies what is already good in our lives. It transforms our perception, shifting our focus from what we lack to the abundance that surrounds us. It allows us to see that, in many ways, we already have enough, and that realization alone invites even more blessings. When we take time to acknowledge the small joys, a warm conversation, a lesson learned, a simple pleasure, we unlock an inner richness that no external force can diminish. Make a commitment to cultivate gratitude daily. This is not just an intellectual exercise, but a way of life, one that brings profound peace and an enduring sense of joy. The Stoics understood that true fulfillment isn't found in chasing external rewards, but in training the mind to appreciate what is already within our grasp. A positive state of mind can be one of the most powerful tools for recalibrating our lives, especially after a challenging day. Practices like meditation, journaling, or diving into hobbies that bring us joy help stabilize our inner vibrations. These simple activities act as a reset button, allowing us to tune back into our best frequency. They remind us that joy and satisfaction don't always come from grand achievements, but from the small, often overlooked pleasures in life. The Stoics understood this well. They believed in the power of self-sufficiency and inner peace, finding contentment not in external circumstances, but in our ability to cultivate a calm, resilient mind. We all have those moments when we seem to be at odds with ourselves, when we feel like we're fighting against our own desires and goals, creating resistance instead of motivation. It's as if there's an invisible force field preventing us from moving forward. This internal resistance can be maddening, leaving us wondering why we would ever stop ourselves from chasing what we truly want. This is where Stoic philosophy offers profound insight. The Stoics suggest that resistance often comes from misaligned beliefs and misplaced judgments. To overcome it, we must first become aware of its existence. This awareness is the first step toward understanding the root cause of the resistance. According to Stoicism, many of our emotional responses are based on false judgments. For instance, we might hesitate to pursue a new job or project because we've convinced ourselves that the potential negative outcomes outweigh the positives. The Stoic way of addressing this is to challenge these judgments. Instead of automatically accepting them, we must question their validity and realign them with more rational, objective perspectives. Once we identify the source of our resistance, the next step is actively working through it. This often involves reprogramming our thoughts to align more closely with our goals and values. If, for example, fear of failure is holding us back, we can remind ourselves of the Stoic view that failure isn't inherently negative. It's a natural part of the human experience, an opportunity for growth and learning. By shifting our perspective, we can dissolve the resistance, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. Another powerful Stoic strategy is to embrace challenges as part of the natural order of things. Just as nature faces storms and seasons of drought, we too must navigate periods of struggle and resistance. The Stoics advise us to meet these challenges head-on, with courage and resilience, trusting in our inner strength to overcome them. This doesn't mean the path will always be easy, but it is through overcoming obstacles that we forge stronger characters and more fulfilling lives. Practicing virtues like patience and perseverance can ease the journey through resistance. Every small step taken in the face of adversity not only brings us closer to our goals, but also strengthens our resolve and self-discipline. It's this process of continual effort that builds true confidence and lasting change. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to want instant results. We plant seeds in our gardens and personal lives, then anxiously check every few minutes to see if they've sprouted. But real growth, whether in personal development, professional achievements, or relationships, takes time and patience, a lesson that Stoicism teaches us to embrace. The Stoics encourage us to appreciate the process itself, not just the end result. They remind us that everything has its season, and significant changes require a period of nurturing and waiting. For example, if you're working toward a major life goal, such as starting a business or pursuing a degree, it's natural to feel impatient. However, embracing Stoic patience means acknowledging that every step in the process is necessary, even those that seem to slow us down. This shift in perspective helps us find value in the everyday journey, rather than just focusing on the outcome. Every challenge faced and every obstacle overcome contributes to our growth and should be seen as an integral part of the adventure. Stoicism isn't about being passive and waiting for things to happen. It's about actively engaging in the process while understanding that some results simply cannot be rushed. It's like watering a plant. You provide it with what it needs, but you can't pull on the leaves to make it grow faster. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us to use our time wisely while waiting for one goal to materialize. We can work on other aspects of our lives or develop new skills. These activities not only enrich our lives, but often end up contributing to our primary goals in unexpected ways. Being patient also means being comfortable with uncertainty, another key Stoic virtue. Life doesn't always go as planned, and sometimes we encounter setbacks. Here, the Stoic practice of staying present and adapting to circumstances without losing our inner peace becomes invaluable. It helps us maintain composure and stay resilient in the face of delays or challenges. Sometimes it may feel like life is a series of random events, but what if there's a deeper flow or pattern we're simply not seeing? This idea of aligning with the universe might seem a bit abstract, but it's deeply rooted in Stoic principles. The Stoics teach us about living in harmony with nature and the natural laws of the universe. By tuning into the rhythm of life and accepting that things happen for a reason, we can find a profound sense of peace and purpose. Stoic philosophy encourages us to live in accordance with nature, not just the external world, but also our true inner nature. This alignment involves understanding our roles and responsibilities in life and acting in ways that reflect these truths. For example, if you're naturally a creative person, aligning with the universe could mean pursuing a career or hobby that allows you to express that creativity, rather than stifling it in a job that doesn't suit you. But alignment isn't just about personal fulfillment. It's also about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. The Stoics believe that everything in the universe is interdependent. By aligning ourselves with this natural order, we contribute to a greater harmony that benefits not only ourselves but others and the world at large. This might involve making decisions that are good for both you and for others. Practically, we can achieve this alignment by paying attention to the subtle cues life sends us. Often, we ignore our intuition or dismiss the little signs that suggest we're on the right path or a detour. By being more mindful and reflective, we can begin to notice these cues and use them as guides. Regular meditation, or simply spending time in nature, can help cultivate this awareness, creating quiet spaces where we can connect with the flow of the universe. Aligning with the universe also means learning to accept and flow with the changes and challenges life presents. Stoicism teaches us to embrace whatever happens, both the good and the bad, as part of a larger plan. This doesn't mean passivity. It means actively adapting and finding ways to thrive within the circumstances we find ourselves in. For instance, if you encounter a setback, rather than resisting it, look for the opportunity it might present. Maybe it's a chance to learn something new, to build resilience, or to take your life in a new direction. Thank you for joining us on this journey of understanding Stoicism. Remember, aligning with the universe and embodying these principles is a continual process of growth and discovery. If you want to deepen your practice, check out the additional resources we've provided to help guide you on your transformative path. Stay patient, stay resilient, and keep embracing the flow of life.